Well, good morning and welcome to Fox 29 News Now on this Wednesday morning. It is 10 o'clock, April the 17th. Let's jump into some weather. This is a live look over the Benjamin Franklin Parkway right here in Center City. For the Philadelphia area, it is slated for mostly cloudy Wednesday with some cooler temperatures. Temperatures will reach a high of 61 degrees, and Phillies fans can expect temperatures around 58 degrees when it comes time for the first pitch at 7:05 p.m. tonight. Temperatures will rise to the mid-70s by Thursday, and thunderstorms will return to the forecast by Friday. Morning showers are also expected both Saturday and Sunday. For the latest forecast and location-based severe weather alerts, download the Fox 29 Weather Authority app. I will run you through some more of these slides just so you can see what's going on in our area and what to expect for later on. Sue Serio does tweet that if you're going to the Phillies game, be prepared to sit in traffic, wear a jacket, wear sunscreen, even though it will be mostly cloudy. Temperature of 58 at the first pitch, rising into the lower 60s during the game. Let's go right into our reporter story this morning. Is it innocent or dangerous? A childhood game is getting kids in trouble, and what parents need to know about the assassin game being played right here in our local neighborhoods. Lauren Johnson filed this report in Montgomery County at the Upper Gwinnett Township Police Department.
Right, and I think on social media, kids call it all different things. They think it's really just friendly fun. It's kind of a modern day hide and seek with a spin to it, but police here say it can be dangerous for these kids if they're not careful. So Upper Gwinnett Township warning moms and dads to warn your kids that this game could cause some confusion. So here's how it works. Kids are given a target, which is usually another person, and then they have to find creative ways to attack that person. In some cases, it's silly string, and others, it's water guns. The issue is when the entire neighborhood becomes hiding places for kids, including people's private property. This becomes very concerning for people who don't know why the kids are hiding behind their homes, near trees on their property, or even in their bushes. So parents are being asked to talk to their children about the potential dangers of this type of child's play.
Maybe it's important for parents just to have conversation with their kids to say, hey, don't be hiding in your neighbor's bushes. But, is there a way to do something that's fun and creative like that? I think there's, kind of no harm, no foul unless it gets a little bit out of hand.
Would concern me because they're taking the police away from what they should be doing for the safety of people, and these kids are just playing games.
Upper Gwinnett Township Police posted a warning on their Facebook page. It was prompted by a 911 call when a teenager walking to school thought someone was trying to abduct or at the very least follow or stalk them. Turns out it was just another teenager playing the game. So a few helpful hints from police: do not trespass on private property, especially not at night when it's hard to see you. And if you are asked to leave, you need to do so. Use brightly colored water guns so there's no mistaking them for the real thing. Don't wear masks. Don't wear costumes to cover your face. And if police are in fact called, when they do show up, don't run or try to hide. Just simply approach them, follow their orders, and tell them that you're playing the game.
This was developing this morning out of Mercer County. Sky Fox was live over the scene of an overturned tractor trailer that occurred just after 6:30 this morning. This is a confirmed fatal accident involving a single, just this truck here. The driver of the truck was killed after somehow veering off the roadway and into that embankment there. This was on the New Jersey Turnpike at exit 7A in Robbinsville, New Jersey. Definitely a devastating scene here. The truck went through some significant damage. We are following this story tonight. You can tune in. Well, another bad accident this morning. Sky Fox was live over the scene of this accident involving a pedestrian. It was in Warminster on the 200 block of East Street Road. A gentleman was trying to cross the street from the south side of Street Road over to the north side. A vehicle was traveling west on Street Road when he struck the gentleman. This was not a fatal accident, and the pedestrian is in stable condition. The driver stopped and stayed on scene, and he is being cooperative, and he suffered no injuries. Well, from overnight in the city, a man is in critical condition after being shot multiple times in East Germantown. It happened just before 2:30 this morning on the 300 block of East Rittenhouse Street. The 37-year-old victim was taken to Einstein Hospital with multiple gunshot wounds to the chest. Well, 6 people are waking up in the hospital after a man drove a car into a crowd in North Philly. It happened just before 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon at the intersection of 16th Street and Lehigh Avenue. Police say several people were arguing and fighting when a 44-year-old man got behind the wheel of a Buick Century and drove into the crowd. The victims range from ages 17 years old to 42 years old. Police recovered surveillance video showing what happened.
You can clearly see The Buick Century going the wrong way and actually dragging some of the bodies south on 16th Street.
The driver of the car is being held in custody at Hahnemann Hospital. The 6 victims were taken to Temple Hospital. They, too, are in critical conditions. Police are investigating a murder after finding a man's body inside a U-Haul garage in southwest Philadelphia. Detectives believe someone shot the man in the back or stabbed the man in the back. He was later identified as Khalil Hicks from the 7100 block of Hummingbird Place. His body was found inside the garage on the 6200 block of Chelmsford Avenue. This investigation is active and ongoing with the homicide unit. Well, it is still not clear what caused a crash involving a SEPTA bus, a car, and a van yesterday afternoon in the Mayfair section of the city. It happened on Bustleton and Devereux Avenue. SEPTA says the transit van hit the SUV, which then hit the SEPTA bus. At least 10 people were injured, and there's no word on their conditions at this time, but we are following this story. Surveillance video captures 2 men who police say sexually assaulted and robbed a 69-year-old man in Center City. It happened Friday afternoon around 5 on Manning Street near 13th Street. Friends of the victim say he was using the alleyway as a shortcut to get home when he was attacked.
You know, every penny he had on him is gone. His glasses, which were brand new, that he saved up for, are broken.
Crime happens. I mean, I know that. But I mean, it was 5 o'clock. It was daylight.
If you recognize these men, please contact police immediately. In Gloucester County, video shows a school bus driver driving through a 4-way stop. And what angers parents even more is it happened in front of an elementary school while students were on board the bus. This is video from Monday afternoon outside of Parkview Elementary in Westville at the intersection of Birch and High Streets. The mother who recorded this video says she watched the driver of a Gateway Regional High School bus do this repeatedly over the past 6 months, minutes before children were let out of class. She was contacted by school officials after posting the video on Facebook.
This woman is compromising the safety of our kids, and that's just unacceptable. There are kids on that bus with no seatbelts. They're special needs children like my son. I'm not going to drop it.
In a statement, a Gateway Regional spokeswoman tells Fox 29 they are unable to discuss personal matters, but feel the issue has been resolved. Westville police tell us they are also investigating. More surveillance video from Camden County. Police are looking for this guy who they say walked into a FILA outlet store and stole thousands of dollars from inside of a safe. It happened in Blackwood, New Jersey. Police say 2 people acted as lookouts while the men walked up to the safe, which police say just happened to be open. He then grabbed nearly $3,600 and tucked it all down his pants.
Seems like it's very convenient the way everything kind of came together. Probably knew the layout of the store, and then for the safe to be open. So there's some of the questions we have as well.
Detectives say the employees working at the time were busy checking out customers in the front of the store. Over to our national news. It's almost finally here. The Mueller report comes Thursday morning, and Leyland Viter spoke with Good Day Philadelphia to tell you what could be in it and how both Republicans and Democrats will declare victory.
We are now only, one day away from the release of the Mueller report. Yeah, it comes out on Thursday, tomorrow.
And even as the contents are still to be determined, the White House and Capitol Hill, they are bracing for the political impact.
How much will be redacted, as they say? Hey, Leland.
Hey, Mike and Alex, good morning. We don't know, but both sides are already fighting over the redactions. Obviously, the Democrats are saying what's going to be in the redactions is going to be critical of the president. And then Republicans saying, hey, look, there's certain things that have to be redacted, but that doesn't change the conclusions of the report. Bottom line, get ready for both sides to declare victory.
There can't be anything because there was no crime, President Trump said to a Minneapolis TV station. The crime was all made up. It was all a fabrication. It's been a consistent refrain from the president that he did nothing wrong, tweeting yesterday, no collusion, no obstruction. But without even seeing the Attorney General's redacted version of the report, Democrats have already subpoenaed for the full report and offered little support for Attorney General William Barr.
We have to find out what happened so it doesn't happen again. And it isn't up to the Attorney General, who has said basically that the president is above the law and the rest, so he's there to redact whatever he wants. Well, let's just see what he puts forth.
Congressional Republicans launched their own counteroffensive, with sources telling Fox News that as many as 24 individuals may be implicated in Devin Nunes' formal criminal referrals sent to the Attorney General over the origins of the Mueller probe. Nunes wants questions answered surrounding the anti-Trump dossier that was used to secure a surveillance warrant on members of the Trump campaign.
If Mueller can't get to the bottom of this and answer this for the American people, I don't know what the report was really worth.
Well, how fast? It's going to be interesting to see how fast when they release it tomorrow, how fast the journalists, and reporters, how fast can they read all 900 pages or whatever.
Put it out and give their reports on it.
Here is a look at the Dow Jones as we jump over to our business segment. IHOP has unveiled its latest pancake creations, cannoli and churro. Fox Business's Tracy Carrasco joined Good Day this morning to discuss.
Tracy, they have 2 new flavors of pancakes?
Yes, they do. And they're really taking that international in their name. They're taking that very seriously with the addition of these to their international pancake menu, but they are the Italian cannoli pancakes, or the Mexican churro pancakes. Both sound delicious. According to IHOP, the cannoli pancakes, they take the pancakes, they roll them up like a giant cannoli, stuff them with sweet ricotta cheese and chocolate, and then on top sprinkled with a little bit of the real cannoli shells.
That makes sense. Oh, so there's a little bit of a crunch to it, because it would, at this point it's just a soft cannoli. In a way. Yeah.
And then the Mexican churro pancakes. Those are buttermilk pancakes layered with warm cinnamon spread, topped with crunchy mini churros, sweet cream cheese icing, and a little whipped cream for good measure.
If I had to, I would go with a churro.
I would too. I'm a churro girl.
Me too.
Although the difference I would do, instead of the cream cheese icing, I would put chocolate, because usually you dip churros in chocolate. At least in my experience, chocolate or strawberry.
No, I don't like to do that.
You don't?
No. I don't like chocolate on my churro.
I'm not a cream cheese person.
Oh, I would do the cream cheese, yeah.
But usually when you order...
I would do both.
She's like, whatever, whichever one. But usually when you order it, like at restaurants, they offer it with chocolate.
Yeah, yeah. I've had it mostly at carnivals and stuff like that.
Okay.
You know, amusement parks. Well, I'll give it a shot. Are they available now?
They are. They're limited edition, so if you want to try it, we
now.
better do it quickly. Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Who's in the big red monitor behind you? Is that Fox Business Channel?
Yes, it is. It's Maria Bartiromo's show right now. I can't see who her guest is, but I can see that it's her show.
Yeah, Maria. Yeah, I like her.
Yeah, that's a really red monitor.
Hello, we're on TV. Trace, we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.
Well, Disney just announced that they are pledging $5 million to help rebuild the Notre Dame Cathedral. The rebuilding of the Notre Dame Cathedral is getting some help from Disney and others. On Wednesday, the company announced it would be pledging $5 million to aid in the rebuilding of the structure in Paris after the historic landmark went up in flames this week.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Notre Dame is a beacon of hope and beauty that has defined the heart of Paris and the soul of France for centuries, inspiring awe and reverence for its art and architecture and for its enduring place in human history. That was said by Robert A. Iger, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the Walt Disney Company. And for more on that story, you can check us out on Fox 29 Philly, on Twitter, and our webpage at Fox 29 Philly or fox29.com. Before we take a look at our segments from this morning that you missed on Fox 29 Good Day, I do want to jump over to a live event where presidential advisor Ivanka Trump and Senator Lindsey Graham participate in the Women Entrepreneurs Finance Initiative West Africa Regional Summit. They're discussing concrete ways to strengthen support for women-led small and medium-sized enterprises in West Africa. So here's a live look at that conference. It's going on right now in West Africa.
And improve the rate of schooling for young girls. These measures are strengthened in the MCC Compact program of the United States. We should also say that with the support of the President of the Republic, we have put aside $5.2 billion with a focus on the issue of women empowerment and young girls empowerment as well. Ladies and gentlemen, there can't be economic growth and sustainable growth without all the human capital, and particularly women capital in a country. And we should be able to assert that Africa in the 21st century will be a women's Africa or will not exist. And since you have applauded, I'm going to repeat it. Africa in the 21st century will be a woman's Africa or will not exist. Yes, this Africa that we all wish for and for which we are all working must come to fruition and bring prosperity, shared prosperity to the whole continent, the African continent, that is the frontier of development. And that is why I would like to congratulate you for organizing this summit, because it will drive the engagement in this region. And that's why I declare on behalf of the President of the Republic open this initiative in the region. Thank you for your kind attention. Thank you.
Son Excellence, nous vous remercions une fois de plus.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. We thank you again for your presence, and I would like, on behalf of the whole team, thank the Ivorian authorities for organizing this very important event. And we are benefiting from the legendary Ivorian hospitality. And I would again like to thank our illustrious guests. We've come now to the point of giving the floor to those for whom we are here. We're going to have on this to give the floor to those who have succeeded in the challenges, and so we are going to have the first company, Quick Cash, which is able to transfer money even in the rural areas all across the country. She is the head of 3 companies, including Canaan, and she will talk to us about this. I will ask you to welcome her very warmly. So the Vice President has to excuse himself. We would like to thank him again for having been with us. Thank you, Patricia. Coming from a family of farmers, I was initiated in entrepreneurship by my mother. And after my studies in political science, and given that I couldn't find a job, I decided to go back to my mother's company and transform it into an SME. The transfer of money was not easy because of the cost. And with $200, with 2 collaborators in my living room, that's when I started Quick Cash. At the beginning of my career, I had a business plan on my hands, and I thought that I would receive some financing to start my business. It was a very long march, and I did not come, nothing came to fruition. And even after having created many more companies such as Canaan Land, I still had trouble receiving finance from the banks. At the beginning of my career, we went to see a bank. I can think of a banker who is in this room. He's retired now, and we were just asking him the possibility of distributing our products. We didn't have any office, so we were working from home. And my office was a table, a computer, and 3 people were using the same computer. And I discussed my ideas with the collaborators, and I went to see the office of this collaborator. And when I went home, I took pictures of my children and my husband and put them in the office of my collaborator and took photos to pretend that this was my office. And I invited friends who were what.
I'm just going to switch over to another live event where the Bipartisan Policy Center is hosting Consumer Financial Protection Bureau Director Kathy Kraninger for her first public remarks, laying out her vision for the Bureau. Here's a live look at that. Let's tune in.
This bank, we told them the truth.
Unfortunately, we're having some audio issues there, so I'm going to go right on into our Good Day segments from this morning that you may have missed.
get out fast. News, weather, traffic, while the other guys are still snoozing. Good Day Philadelphia is local news all morning, every morning. Starting at 4 a.m., we go there.
Warning about there's this new show on Discovery Channel. It's Discovery ID, and it's showcasing the violence in our cities, but they're especially focusing on the city of Philadelphia. And so, every day on this show, we have stories of violence, and people are fed up with all the homicides and gun violence in our neighborhoods, so community members are ready to take some action.
A new program from the city's Office of Violence Prevention is offering grants starting at $500 up to $20,000.
Whoa.
Yes, you can get that. This is for grassroots organizations that are already working or ones that are looking to start up immediately to help fight the crime that we've been seeing in our area.
We have two guests to talk about this. Theron Pride, director of the Violence Prevention Office, is here along with Kendra Brooks over to Alex's right. One of the people hoping to get a grant for her Nicetown neighborhood. And Kendra, we'll talk to you in just a second. Let's get some of the specifics here. City Council came up with the idea, and the mayor supports it, right?
The mayor supports it. The mayor was behind it. City Council also had this. The state also provided some funding so that more organizations could get funding.
I would think you got to be a Philadelphia resident. Is that number one?
Absolutely. This is understanding that if you're closest to the problem, you're likely to be closest to the solution. So you want people who have ties to the community.
And is this for people who already have an organization in place or those who are looking to put one together?
This is largely for people who have organization in place or a program activity that they've been doing, probably in their personal capacity or as a grassroots organization already, because we want to actually fund things that are ready to get started right now.
But it doesn't matter necessarily the size. I read that also it could apply to someone who runs a barbershop, maybe?
Absolutely. It's not about the size of the organization. It's really about the commitment, the idea, maybe whether or not they've demonstrated any impact that they've had thus far. A lot of good work is happening that we know. Folks, small organizations can't compete for large city contracts. So this process is supposed to make that easier for them to get some support.
Well, what would I be doing? Like if I was Kendra in Nicetown, I'm not getting in my car and driving around and looking for bad people or anything. What am I doing?
This is largely about building a movement, a coalition of people who are trying to prevent violence. So this is about really trying to address a lot of the underlying factors, right? We have law enforcement that does the work of trying to apprehend those who are doing the violence, right? We're really trying to work with organizations that are trying to support young people and those at risk and get to them with supports like everything from counseling, mentoring, education, helping them with employment, helping them stay in school and stay focused. So that kind of takes them on a different path and gives them alternatives.
Wow.
And when it comes to the money, because when you hear, wow, that's a big range from $500 to $20,000, does that mean $20,000 total will be given out, or individuals can apply for $20,000? You might give that out to multiple people.
Well, we wanted to come up with a range that wouldn't be intimidating for folks, because we know some folks are not going to be able to manage $20,000. We really wanted to make it clear that you could apply for something small, because maybe you're just doing a one-off activity. Maybe you've got a structured activity that you want to run on a weekend, and you don't need a lot of funding for that.
Okay, what do you have planned for Nicetown, Kendra?
So we have already been doing the work. We have a group of community members like elders, people that used to live in Nicetown, and parents. We've been coming together and just having conversations on the corner, which includes us talking to young folks, offering job opportunities, and encouraging them to join in the ranks. So with our money, we're claiming it. We would like to kind of pass the baton and train up young folks to take the roles that we have been playing.
And for your organization, you call it Stand Up Nicetown.
Stand Up Nicetown.
But so far with the meetings and the things like booking rooms and to get people together, where does the money come from up till now?
Out of our pockets.
Your own pockets.
Yeah, we all chip in and make things happen, and we all have a social network. So we reach out to our social networks for in-kind donations in terms of space, but like in food and things like that, we definitely pay out of pocket.
So how helpful, first, how much are you going to be asking for, and how helpful will this be?
Well, we're asking for the full $20,000. If we want to activate young folks, we need to make sure we have incentives for them, and some of those incentives includes maybe just money in their pockets for them to be able to go and talk to their peers. I'll make sure it's food. Like, food is like a major thing when having community meetings.
Oh, yeah.
And also, if we decided to expand the venue even larger, we might have to pay for a site.
Where are we getting the money?
So we have the support of City Council. We have funding from City Council.
Taxes.
And so it's taxpayer dollars.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We've got state money as well. And this is part of a broader effort that the city has. The mayor rolled out the Philadelphia Roadmap to Safer Communities in January, right? So we now have a comprehensive strategy, and the grant is but one key part of building stronger partnership with communities.
I think we're looking for any solution. There's no question about it. Any other cities trying this?
Yeah, you have New York City that's done Safe in the City grants. Now, they've done smaller awards, but they've had success in really increasing the number of anti-violence efforts.
Yeah.
And research shows that as you increase those efforts in community, you actually can see
Let's give it a shot.
Declines in
And it's
violence.
significantly lower because they are up to 1,000 they're handing out, and we're doing 20,000. Kendra, for you, especially because considering the news that just came out of Nicestown just 10 days ago, where there was a community cleanup. We had one person who was shot and killed, another was wounded. The wounded person, 17 years old. How important do you think this will be to get the communities to kind of rise up and get that inspiration to come together and stop things like this from happening?
It's very important to us. Actually, we had a community meeting the Thursday of the young man's janaza. It was about healing, and we reached out to Northwest Fiction Services and other organizations, and we had it at the school. And it was just the first steps, talking about the trauma and the healing that needs to happen in our neighborhood, because ultimately these are our children. You know, like just thinking about it, I got a little caught up because my children walk that way to go to school every day.
4 children, right?
Yes, but my youngest is 10 years old. She goes to the neighborhood school, and like in about 30 minutes, she'll be walking right past where, you know, the tape was just shown in that video. So,
you know, let's give it a shot. How soon will you, in 10 seconds, how soon could she be getting the funds?
Well, for anyone that applies, we plan to make our decisions by next month because they have until April 30th.
And you want them to start immediately, right?
We want to start immediately, and we want to help them be successful for anyone who gets it.
What do you think of the idea? Get on Twitter. Let us know. Thank you both very much. What is
There's
this
a
here?
meeting tomorrow about this, right? Informational meeting?
Yes, we have an informational workshop for people who want to need more information on how to apply.
There it is, 2700 block of North 17th Street.
Well, I'm sure you've seen so many people texting while driving. It's something that happens all the time, but are we really doing enough about it or trying to stop it?
It's probably happening right behind us right now as these cars are going by. So let's do something about it. Stats show texting and driving kill an average of 9 people and injure over 1,000 people every single day in this country. And get this, according to PennDOT crash stats, distracted driving was a contributing cause of more than 15,600 crashes in Pennsylvania in 1 year.
And so because of this, AAA has launched a new campaign that's designed to educate young people about the dangers of texting while driving.
It's a pretty good idea. They're using simulators. Let's test this thing out. Steve has it over at Chichester High School.
Mike, if you've been paying attention on our daily viewers do, this is our 3rd consecutive week. I've done reports on distracted driving. They're cracking down in Pennsylvania. They're cracking down in New Jersey. New Jersey State Attorney General said it's just as dangerous and it should be taken just as serious as drunk driving because it's killing just as many, if not more people, because not everybody drinks and drives, but everybody has a phone, and everybody takes that phone into their car. The key is not to look at the phone, maybe put it in your trunk like I always advise. So Jana Tidwell with AAA is here, along with our man Matt from D.C., who's dealing with all his technical issues, and we got Corey behind the wheel in the simulator. Nick just went through the simulator. These guys are relatively rookie drivers. He just got his license 8 months ago. Corey's only been behind the wheel of a car for 1 month. They're already the most dangerous drivers on the road to begin with. All we need is a kid and Instagram, and we make it a double danger. Right, Jana?
Absolutely. Pennsylvania has seen a 118% increase in distracted driving citations in the past few years. So, as you said, we would never get behind the wheel with an alcoholic beverage in our hand, and that's what AAA wants to get out there. You would not drive intoxicated because we know the dangers. So we're asking people not to drive intoxicated. Don't drive with that phone in your hand because it's becoming as deadly, if not more deadly, than drunk driving.
Nick, you've had a cell phone longer than you've had a driver's license, and the combination of the two, did you learn a life lesson today that really woke you up about the dangers of it when you took this simulation course?
Yes, definitely. It was a great simulation. It let me know what is out there for me while I'm driving, and I can learn a lot.
All right, so we have 2 cameras, and we might do a split screen here. How we doing? Matt's technical problems, huh? That's all right. So, Corey, you did it for a while there before the technical problems kicked in. Were you getting the gist of this thing?
Yeah, I was starting to get the feel for it. It feels really realistic with the VR headset.
So you got a VR headset, and then there's a monitor looking at you on the dashboard. And what was it doing? What was it simulating?
I was really simulating a lot like what you see on the road, you know. Everything felt real, you know. The steering and gas felt great, you know.
And did you learn about all the distractions and how dangerous it really is?
Yes. I've only been driving for a little bit of time, and already I'm learning that you can be easily distracted with these little devices that you have with you that you carry around every day.
Did they teach you in driver's ed not to have your phone in your car?
Yes.
I mean, are they really emphatic about it?
Yes.
Most kids that you know who are already driving, do they follow that?
No.
They don't?
Yeah.
And so you've seen your friends on their phone behind the wheel of a car?
Yes, I have.
All right. What about you, Nick? Do you see kids doing this every day, and now you know how dangerous it is, that nobody takes it as serious as they should?
Yeah, even if you just look at it for a second, all your vision's cut off. And I didn't try it personally, but when I was parked, I tried it myself, and it's like I don't see anything.
Are you worried about not being the cool kid or being the nerd or the geek or the rat? If you're sitting in the back seat with a friend's car or a passenger, you're saying, "Hey, put the phone down. We're driving." Are you afraid to say that to a friend?
Oh no, I'm more than do that. My dad always told me, he's like, "Hey, get the car, just get your phone, throw it in the back seat. You're set."
All right. Well, I think I give you guys 2 A+ for passing on the lessons you guys learned. Matt, thank you. The simulator will be up and working for the other kids as they come for this lesson today. Thank you, Miss Dwyer, for being a cool teacher. And Jana, even though we couldn't show you the simulator live, I think we got the gist of this seriousness. And you really always have a smile on your face, and I noticed not a smile when you're talking about this.
This isn't funny. There's nothing funny about it. We have over 15,000 crashes caused by distraction in Pennsylvania in 2017. That was over 6,000 more than drunk driving crashes. So the statistics are showing us that people are not heeding the warning, and we're driving with our phone in our hands when both hands should be on the wheel and eyes on the road.
All right, Alex, Mike, on the way over here, we took an hour. We were up in Mount Airy, and we saw so many people driving and texting and driving and watching videos. It was ridiculous.
It's epidemic.
Yeah. People can't resist for some reason.
No, I got people in my life that do it. You got to say something in the car, like, drop me off. And it's embarrassing to say it.
Sometimes I'll say, "Hey, why don't I? That way you can focus. I'll text for you. What do you need? You know, I'm the passenger. Let me go ahead and send that."
What do you need? Really, that's so important. Hi. Good to see you. Anytime I see this big fork, and there's a big spoon out here too, I know it's time for Dine Out for Life. And I know that our friend Kevin is going to be here. Kevin, always great to see you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
How many years have we been doing Dining Out for Life?
This is the 29th year.
I like that number, 29.
Right?
That's a big number around this TV station.
Very good.
What was the original idea, and what continues to be the idea?
So the original idea was one of our volunteers who had the idea, and it was a way to bring the restaurant community together to raise funds to support people living with HIV and AIDS at the time. And it's grown from a handful of restaurants to over 150 restaurants.
What did you start with, you think, 29 years ago? How many restaurants?
Probably about maybe 8 or 9 restaurants at the beginning.
What is it tomorrow?
150, over 150.
Yeah. 150 restaurants. Yeah. Where's it going to take? Well, they're all over, right?
They are. Philadelphia, Southern New Jersey, and in Delaware. And the funds raised in Southern New Jersey will go to the Camden Area Health Education Program. AIDS Delaware will get the money in Delaware, and Action Wellness will get funds.
So I go into a place, order something, whether it's drink or food.
That's right.
And then a portion goes...
A third of it will come back to Action Wellness. Absolutely, yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Good for you for starting this.
Thanks.
So successful. All right, let's... we don't have 150 here, but we have a lot. Who are you, sir?
Tom Kehoe at Yards Brewing Company.
I've seen you before, Tom.
Yes.
Where's Yards?
We're at 5th and Spring Garden.
Okay. What are you going to be showcasing tomorrow?
So we're showcasing, we brewed a beer for this. We brewed Action IPA, which is
what does it taste like?
So it's a little grapefruity. It's a lighter IPA. It's really drinkable, and I think it'll go great with all the meals out there.
Why do you want to be involved?
It's a great organization. You know, when you're getting part of something you believe in, and it makes it fun. It makes it real approachable.
Are you going to be packed?
Oh, yeah.
I would think so. I mean, every year these restaurants are jammed,
yes,
right?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, who are you?
Hi,
Terry from London Grill.
I know where London Grill is.
Yeah.
You're still in Fairmount, right?
I'm still in Fairmount, 23rd and Fairmount.
I live over around the Barnes Museum.
Yeah.
So I'm in there quite a bit.
Nice neighborhood.
Yeah. I've been thrown out of there a few times.
Yeah. I've done it from the beginning, too. We've done
Have
it
you?
from
29?
29 years.
Wow.
1991.
What are you going to make?
We're making, it's a dish that's been on the menu for 29 years, our Szechuan duck spring rolls.
Fantastic. And that sauce?
There's a hoisin sauce,
Hoisin?
peanuts, duck inside the wrapper, a slaw that we make. Yeah, it's very, very popular.
Okay. And again, why do you do it?
I do it. Well, we do it for the same reason, but I'm a little older, so we worked in the restaurant industry when everything got really bad with AIDS. We buried dozens of people.
Yeah.
So that's why we do it, and people come back to us every year. And
this really came to the forefront in the early 80s, wasn't
yeah.
it? Right? 83,
in the 80s,
somewhere. Yeah. Okay. And who are you?
I'm Larry Hawks with Jones Restaurant, part of Star Restaurants.
Jones is still over at 7th and Chestnut?
Yep, still there.
Anything that has an egg on top of it, I don't know, just looks better to me. I don't know why. Even an egg.
Absolutely.
You put another egg on it. What is that?
This is our Creole shrimp and grits, one of our signature dishes.
Yes.
So it's local grits and a Creole cream sauce and topped with a sunny side up egg.
What time would this all get started, like tomorrow?
So for dinner, usually around 6 it will start, but there are some restaurants doing lunch and breakfast as well.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Where can we see the list of the restaurants?
So on our website, actionwellness.org, and click on Events, Dining Out for Life, and there'll be a complete list of restaurants there.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for what you do year after year.
Thank you.
All right. We'll be right back.
Well, that is going to do it for today's Fox 29 News Now. You can tune in tomorrow again at 10 a.m. And be sure to tune in tonight to our broadcasts at 5, 6, 10, and 11 to see all the latest news.